Since we last saw you, we all do know that you guys got married. And so was Vishal's wedding sort of like we like that, we don't like that, we like that type of an experience?
Let's just say Vishal's wedding was like a test run. I almost want to say it was a rehearsal dinner for our wedding.
Right?
It was, yeah, I was so very happy and relieved that he had his wedding first, because it was a learning experience for both Nicholas and I, right? What to do, what not to do, what we liked, what we didn't like. So it very much was like a trial run.
Yeah, definitely. With that first episode being out, I know you had a lot of fun. It was probably nice that you weren't the groom and you could have a lot of fun. What was it like, and what were some of your responsibilities in this wedding?
Oh my gosh. So my responsibilities was making sure that Vishal made it to the ceremony.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, with an Indian wedding, as viewers are going to see in the first episode, it's not just like a rehearsal dinner the night before and then the next day's a wedding. You have days leading up to the big, penultimate ceremony. So if he doesn't survive those first couple of days, I think we have bigger issues on our hands.
Yeah.
But my job, he's my best friend. She's a dear friend of mine. I introduced them together. It's a very, very special wedding. It was a very special wedding to me. And I just wanted to make sure I was there to do whatever I needed to do so that both of them felt happy, that things were taken care of. It's chaotic, Gina. There's a lot going on. You are in this massive Mexican resort, so just to be his right-hand man the whole entire weekend. Yeah.
Was it? I know keeping him sober was a little bit of a challenge. I know Rich's mother was not thrilled. Was that also your job? Because there was no way you could do that.
It was because sometimes you don't really listen to anyone but your best friend, especially when you're in the mood and you're at your own wedding and you've been drinking. There were moments when I had to be like, hey, Vish, please slow down for 1 second. Just give him water, make sure he's staying hydrated, make sure he's getting some sleep, because at the end of the day, you've spent so much time and money planning this huge, incredible weekend. Yeah. We want to remember it, and you want to enjoy it, and savor the moment. So that was my job, was to just, not like poo-poo on his parade.
Yeah,
that's not my job. My job was to just make sure that he was, staying hydrated, not going too overboard.
Yeah.
Enjoy the weekend.
Yeah. I think you did a good job. I think you did a very good job. So they have the wedding, but you guys have been in massive planning mode. Since we last left you, you got engaged. And we had that important moment with your grandmother. I mean, that moment, I'm sure you probably treasure, having that on film. How's that been, since her passing?
It's been tough. Yeah. It's hard with grandparents. It's like a double-edged sword. You want them to live forever, but you also know that they're old and they're aging, and her health wasn't the best at the end. I knew she was in some pain, so as much as it pained me to have to say goodbye to her before we were about to embark on this journey of wedding planning, I knew I had no other choice, and it was tough. But that's the thing with grandparents. They're not going to stay here forever as much as you want them to. You want them to hold your hand forever, but they can't. And I guess that's just how life is, right?
Yeah. But I guess looking back, I'm sure, are you happy, though, that you did have that moment and you were able to tell her what, you were going to be happy,
Yeah, absolutely. I was blessed that I was able to tell her my truth, that she was able to know before she passed who I was, who I was with. And hopefully she saw me as a whole at the end of her life.
Yes. So, so you were able to talk to her, and then, you went right into planning this big wedding. Tell me what we're going to see as far as your journey goes with Nicholas to get to the altar.
You're going to see a lot of conflict. I mean, wedding planning it's not easy. It is a time in your life when all of the differences between you and your future spouse start to surface. I mean, in any wedding, gay or straight, but in ours, in a gay wedding with two men, and not just two men, but someone who is of an Indian background, someone who's of a more traditional white background, all of the cultural differences came up, during wedding planning than ever before. To a certain point where I had to sit down and think, wow, I don't know, is this foreshadowing for the future? There is a lot of culture clash, and it just didn't really appear before as much as it did when we were wedding planning. So I think viewers are going to see a little bit of that as well, how complicated it was, how stressful it was, and how much of a journey it was to get to the special day.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be a lot. And then it was interesting. We have a little bit of a disappearing cast member. Anisha suddenly left town and didn't tell anybody. What is going on that you can tease that's going on with her and the friends?
Anisha, I'll just do this. Let me compare her to someone that we all know, Serena van der Woodsen from the epic Gossip Girl. I had one moment at Vishal's wedding, I'm like, oh my gosh, Serena's back. I mean, Anisha's back. I mean, she disappeared, physically, literally disappeared. And she's back now. She has major life updates. And, I'm thrilled for her. We've all seen she was really on this, path of trying to find love. And it sounds like she may have done it. But, viewers are going to have to stay tuned for the season to see what's going on with her and see what kind of match she's made.
Yes. Very Serena Vandal. I love that. And so the season also looks interesting. We got Bryan picking up older women, Monica and Rich. I don't know what's going on there. My favorite line, I think, was him telling this woman he's got 3 roommates, 2 older ones and a younger one. Perfect, Bryan. What else can you tease about this season? Because it looks like there's going to be a lot.
Gina, with any friend group, there are ups and downs. There are moments when, we're happy and moments when things get really difficult. Viewers are going to see that firsthand, just how intricate the relationships are, just the dynamic of the friendships, not just between the younger kids. When I say kids, I'm 36. It's cute that I refer to myself as a kid at 36, but the younger generation, and then the level of the parents above us, because it's not very easy when things get out into the community. It doesn't just affect us, it affects our parents. Our parents have had friendships even longer than ours. So it's a very, very delicate balance. Things are going to surface about people in our friend group. Things are going to surface about certain relationships. And it's just, you're going to see people faced with a lot of really difficult choices. Because, again, the consequences of anything that's spoken and anything that surfaces in our community are pretty dire. But that being said, not to be too somber and dramatic, you're going to see 2 beautiful weddings. Vishal and I getting married within a couple months of each other was just perfect in my mind. We've done everything together. I'm about 60 days older than him, but born the same year, 2 months apart. We did all of life's big moments together, from grade school to high school prom to graduation to college to our first job, and now this. Yeah. And who knows what life is going to have in store for us down the road. But you'll see where everyone is at in their lives. Bali and Anisha and Monica, Bryan and Vishal and I, and you might see some new faces.
Interesting. All right. That is very cool. Is there anything you can share that maybe was a highlight for you that we can kind of tease as well, like your favorite part this season yet?
My favorite part of this season.
wedding. But,
Nicholas and I upgraded our living situation.
Okay.
As viewers saw, we lived in pretty much a nice shoebox, but a shoebox. So we have upgraded our living quarters. So that was the highlight. Space is good, especially when you're planning a wedding.
Yes. So, wow, in this market, that's impressive that you guys were able to find something to move into, because South Florida's no joke, man, those prices. So very cool. All right, so it sounds like we're going to have a lot of fun, but a lot of conflict this season.
Yeah, Gina, it's going to be an incredible season. You know, I'm not just saying that because the show is near and dear to me. It really is. There is so much that has happened, and there are so many ways we've all grown, and I hope that viewers are able to see that. I hope viewers are able to continue to learn about our culture, which they will, especially with 2 Indian weddings. Who doesn't love an Indian wedding?
Oh my gosh, I need to go to an Indian wedding. It's definitely the coolest thing ever. So yeah, no, really looking forward to it. If anybody's just watched the first episode, they're going to be just completely hooked. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And
of course,
we can't wait.
Yes, thank you, Gina. Stay tuned. Family Karma new season on Bravo, Sundays at 9 p.m.
Yay, thank you.